Welcome back for the workout today. It was great to see some new faces on the live class yesterday, which was at 11:45. If you missed it, the next one is tomorrow at 4:30 and also Friday at 11:45. As Chris mentioned, we've partnered up with the Laurier community to provide a Cross-World Express class on Thursday at 1 p.m. So hopefully you join us then, guys. Keep the feedback coming on class times that you want to see and just general feedback, guys. The form is on the daily post that you can click on that to provide us some feedback so we know what you want and we can start working towards more of that feedback that we're receiving. I'm going to pass it over to Chris for the workout.
All right, guys, so today we have a 20-minute AMRAP. This workout looks like a nasty one to me, a good mental test for sure. So it's 20 minutes, so you're gonna wanna keep it at a steady aerobic pace. So you wanna just keep moving on this one through the movements at that, call it 70-80% pace that you feel like you can maintain. We're starting off with 120 double unders. If you can't do double unders, you can do just single skips. Keep it at 120 if you're doing singles. You can also do the double tap jumps as well for that. Once you're done that, we're going for 60 kettlebell swings. So if you have the luxury of picking weight here, if you have different weights that you can use, I would pick something that you can do 60 unbroken with. Of course, if you want to take a break at some point in the 60 to just catch your breath quickly before you pick it back up again, that I feel like might be the mental test of this workout, if anything. Once you're done the kettlebell swings, we're getting into 30 V-sits, so you can do jackknives, sit-ups, any type of scale in that way. And then finally 15 thrusters. For the 15 thrusters, if you guys do have a barbell for that, we want you to go a little bit heavier on this to the point where you might have to break it up once. Like a 9 and 6 is probably the rep range I would choose. You can do 10 and 5 or 8 and 7 right down the middle. For weight here, if you do have a barbell, something like 95 to 135 for the guys would be good. For the ladies, maybe 65 to 95. If you guys don't have a barbell, just pick something heavy enough that 15 is going to be challenging. If anything, that's going to be the part of the workout of all the movements that just slows you down just a little bit before you get back into it. If you want to set a goal for today's workout, we would say somewhere around 3 rounds. If you can get into that 4th, that'd be great. For the workout today, pass it over to Eddie for the afterburner.
Afterburner, we're doing more core work here. 60 seconds on your first round, working your way down to 15 seconds. We did this afterburner a few weeks back, so you could, if you've been doing those core or all the afterburners, you can compare it to what you've done in the past. I know myself, I'm already seeing some progressions within my core work. So you're gonna be doing the side plank for 60 seconds on the left side and then 60 seconds on the right side, followed by a 60-second arch hold, then a hollow hold for 60 seconds and working your way down. Okay, we'll see you next in the warm-up.
Okay, welcome to the warm-up here, guys. We're starting with some Spidermans. So we're doing 60 seconds on one side and then 60 seconds on the other side. We want you guys to be active in this. So for that spider lunge, we'll take one big deep step forward. Make sure the weight's on that front heel, and then we're gonna try to drop the elbow down as close to the ground as you can. Get active here, guys. So you can rock kind of front to back, left to right. You can push the knee out a little bit more. You can try dropping that back knee down and pushing the hip towards the floor more. Or you can try raising that back knee off the ground, squeezing your butt, and again, trying to push that hip. Play around with it, guys, 60 seconds per side. Once you're done that, we're doing a 5-minute AMRAP, starting with 20 skips. So if you guys don't have a skipping rope or the space to skip, we're just gonna do the double tap hops. So jump once, tap the hips twice, or if that's too difficult, you can just do single taps. Awesome. After that, we're going for 10 kettlebell swings. So again, any odd object will do if you don't have one, a dumbbell, a backpack, anything like that. And just remember, we're trying to warm up the hips here. So you're gonna squeeze that butt nice and tight, opening explosively through that hip and driving that kettlebell up. We are gonna go overhead if you're comfortable with that. Remember, activate the upper back in the overhead position. After that, we're going for a 10-second hollow hold. So we're just gonna come onto our backs here. And to get set up for it, you can lie down on the ground on your back. Then from there, you're gonna pull that rib cage in, getting the shoulder blades off the ground, raising the heels off the ground. The goal here is to try to just be touching the top of your butt, or just where you're around the tailbone, lower back, touching the floor, and that's it. If you want to make it more challenging, you can slowly bring the hands up a little higher and higher. Eventually, if you can get all the way overhead, great. Main focus is not to let go of that core. Once you're done 10 seconds, we're going to get on our stomach for the arch hold. So on the ground here, we're going to stretch the hands as far forward as you can, the toes as far back as you can, then get as little of your body touching the ground as possible. So we're rolling that rib cage off the ground, thighs off the ground. You can feel your low back and butt tensioning up for 10 seconds. Don't forget to breathe here, guys. It's a 5-minute AMRAP, just nice, steady warm-up pace.
Okay, let's get ready for this AMRAP 20. Again, the goal is to try to finish 3 rounds. See if you can do that, and if you do, anything after that is bonus. You're going to start with the 120 double unders, or your skips, or jumping jacks, or those double tap heads. Pick that movement that is available to you. From there, you're going to go into your kettlebell swing. So with the kettlebell swing, we're going to use a paint can for our demo today. So pick an object if you don't have kettlebell or dumbbell ability that you can hold comfortably and safely. Here on this movement, we're going for 60 swings where you emphasize the hip drive, so hip hinging to drive your hip to get that object overhead. As you get into your rhythm, I'll let Yash do a couple of reps here. As you get into that rhythm, kind of key points to pay attention is avoid that shrug, keep that core tight, lock out those glutes, lock out the knee position so you're nice and straight in that overhead position. Once you've done 60 kettlebell swing, which I think, by the way, for me, that's where this workout really, it will challenge me. I'm gonna go into the 30 V-sits. So V-sits, go into the floor. I'm gonna show you first the V-sit and then I'll give you a couple progressions here. So V-sit, the goal is, can you stay hollow? So shoulder blades off the floor, heels off the floor. From there, you're gonna lift your upper body as you bring your legs, thighs up towards your chest and stomach. Try to keep those legs as straight as possible to make it a V-sit. Now, if that's not available to you, go into your jackknife. Now, same thing, hollow position, and then you're gonna tuck the knees into your chest. Avoid bringing the legs up first, bring the upper body up first, then bring the thighs towards your upper body to make the movement a little bit easier. Other option there, if that is challenging for you, is going into a sit-up. So thinking about just lifting your upper body up, then back down. Now, if you're doing sit-ups, but you want to work on maybe both components of your trunk moving and your leg moving, maybe you do 15 of those. The last option I'm going to give you guys is leg raises. So laying on your back flat, legs fully extended into that overhead position, then lowering down to the floor, again back down to the floor, bringing them back up. Maybe you do 15 of those, just giving you guys some ideas, but you're accumulating 30 repetitions total. Once you're done that, you're going into your thruster. So thruster, we're gonna go right back to the paint can. Chris mentioned at the whiteboard that you wanna pick a weight that if you're gonna break it up, you could do 9 and 6 or 8 and 7. If you have 2 objects, use 2 objects, going for 15 thrusters. So you get Yash going down to the bottom squat. Remember, the squat is below parallel with your back nice and flat. As you come up, you're driving from your mid to your heel within your shoe to drive that object overhead. You're gonna lower the object down to the shoulders, getting back down into the squat by hinging, then driving up, thrusting those hips to press that object overhead. If you don't have 2 items available to you, stick to 1. You can either hold it in the middle for all 15, or if it's light for you, Yash demonstrating single-sided. So say this is a light object, you can do 15 thrusters on one side, and then 15 thrusters on the other side, okay? As a option for those that don't have much weight available to them. Okay, the key is 3 rounds today, AMRAP for 20, have fun with this one. It is a mental one, so get in your zone and enjoy it.
Okay guys, here we are for the afterburner. Today we are doing some more core work for our post-workout afterburner here. So we're gonna start off with the first movement on the board, which is the side plank. So notice here Linda's on her forearm. You're really thinking about squeezing your butt on this, so your hips are gonna go towards the camera there. She's raising her hip up nice and high off the ground. She's trying to really engage her core and her butt on this one. You can also try, if this is a little bit too easy, you're ready for that next progression, you can try coming up on one hand. You can bring that other hand up in the air, or you can keep it down on the side of your hip. You can also stagger your feet one in front of the other in case that balance is too hard. Just remember to keep your butt tight on this one and really try to feel it in your abs. After you do the left side for 60 seconds, then you do the right side for 60 seconds, we're gonna get into an arch hold. So for the arch hold, we're gonna lie on our stomachs. We're gonna reach our hands as far forward as you can, toes as far back as you can. Try to keep your feet together if you can for this one. Then we're gonna raise off the ground as much as we can. Think about pulling the thighs off a little bit more as you go, then pull the rib cage up a little bit higher. As you go through that hold, you're gonna notice yourself wanting to drop down a little bit. Just try to remind yourself every few seconds to readjust. You should feel your butt tensioning up and your low back on this one. Okay, perfect. Final move that we need to talk about for is our hollow hold. So for the hollow hold, we're just gonna start off lying on our back here. We're gonna get, if you guys never done a hollow hold before, if you're not sure about that first progression, keep your hands where Linda's are so they're out in front of you. From here, we're gonna roll the shoulder blades off the ground, and then we're gonna bring the feet off the ground as well. So the only thing that should be touching the floor here is that low back top of your butt area, and we're just feeling those abs really contracting here, pulling the rib cage in. If you wanna make this a little bit more challenging, you can start bringing your hands up a little bit higher and higher. However, if that causes you to just fall down on your upper back, then keep the hands where they were. You can take a break there, Linda, if you need one. And you're gonna do that also for 60 seconds. So you're doing all of those 4 holds for 60 seconds. Take a little break if you need it. Then you're gonna repeat it 45 seconds for all of those holds. Repeat it, take a break, then go for 30 seconds. Final round is 15 seconds. Have fun with this afterburner. It'll definitely get your core firing today.